you feel exhausted every morning isn't because you slept less, but because you woke up at the wrong moment. Yeah, sounds weird, but stay with me, because once you see this, it completely changes how you think about sleep. You've been told your whole life that you need 8 hours. No excuses, but then you've had those days. Right, you sleep a full 8 and still feel drained, and other days you get like 4 or 5 hours, and somehow you're functioning just fine. So what's actually going on here? The truth is, your brain doesn't really care about hours the way you think it does. It cares about cycles, timing, and signals. And once you understand that, you can literally hack how rested you feel. First, you've got sleep cycles, about 90 minutes each. And if you wake up in the middle of one, it feels like someone just dragged you out of deep water. Heavy, foggy, disoriented. But if you wake up right at the end of a cycle, even after just 4.5 hours, you can feel surprisingly clear. Ever woken up right before your alarm and felt okay? That's not luck. That's your brain finishing a cycle cleanly. And here's the interesting part. Your brain hates being interrupted more than it hates getting less sleep. Second, most people don't actually fall asleep. They just pass out while their mind is still running. You're scrolling, thinking, replaying random conversations, and then expecting your brain to instantly shut down. It doesn't work like that. But if you give yourself even 10 to 15 minutes to slow down, no phone, no noise, just let your thoughts settle, you drop into deeper sleep faster. And suddenly 4 hours feels way more powerful than a restless 8, because your brain needs a transition, not a crash landing. Third, not all sleep is equal. And this is where it gets kind of eye-opening. There's light sleep, and then there's deep sleep, which is where your brain actually repairs itself. So if your 4 hours are packed with deeper sleep, you can feel better than someone who got 8 hours of broken, low-quality sleep. Picture this. One person is scrolling until they knock out. The other is sleeping in a dark, quiet, cool room. Even with less time, the second person usually wakes up sharper, because your brain values quality over quantity every single time. Fourth, light, actual sunlight, controls your energy more than you think. You wake up, grab your phone, stay indoors, and your brain is still in night mode. But the second you step outside and get natural light, it sends a signal that says, "We're awake now," even if you'd barely slept. So imagine this. You sleep 4 hours, but go outside right away, versus someone who sleeps 8 hours, but stays in a dim room. The first person often feels more awake, because your brain runs on signals, not just sleep. Fifth, and this one's kind of wild, your mindset is messing with your energy. You wake up and immediately think, "I only got 4 hours. Today's gonna suck." And your brain goes, "Say less," and slows everything down. But if you act like you're fine, your brain often follows. There are studies where people performed better just because they believed they slept well, even when they didn't. So think about that. How often do you decide you're tired before your day even starts? And finally, consistency. This is the one most people ignore. Your brain loves patterns. If your sleep schedule is all over the place, your body never adapts. But if you sleep at the same time every day, even if it's shorter, your brain gets efficient. It learns, it adjusts, it recovers faster. Imagine 2 people. One sleeps 8 hours randomly. The other sleeps 4 to 5 hours at the same time every night. After a while, the second person often feels more stable, because your brain optimizes what you repeat. So when you step back and look at all of this, it flips the whole idea of sleep upside down. Because the truth is, you don't feel tired just because you slept less. You feel tired because your brain didn't get the right conditions, the right timing, the right signals, the right mental state. And once you figure that out, you stop chasing more hours and start building smarter sleep. Because at the end of the day, it's not really about how long you sleep. It's about how well your mind actually lets go.